Right, so we have our first official benchmarks for the M2 Pro and the M2 Max, so let's delve into it. So you might remember a few weeks ago there were CPU benchmarks for the M2 Max that leaked, and that had a single core score of 2027 and a multi-core score of 14888. Now we weren't sure then if these benchmarks were legit, however now after the announcement, and the fact reviewers are testing these machines right now, we do have new benchmarks we know are legit, and the scores are very similar. So the one that leaked is the M2 Pro in the Mac Mini, and that has a score of 1952 for the single core and 15013 for the multi-core. So yeah, the single core is slightly lower and the multi-core is slightly higher, but for the most part, these are roughly similar scores. And so basically, as we expected, this is not a major upgrade over the M1 chips, particularly because it's still based on a 5nm process, but it's pretty solid upgrades nevertheless. And for those wondering how this compares to the M1 Pro and the M1 Max, it's a 25% increase in the multi-core and a 10% increase in the single core. Now do remember these are CPU benchmarks, we don't have GPU benchmarks just yet, but yeah, basically guys, don't expect a revolutionary upgrade. As expected, this is a minor refresh over M1 chips. And yes, I know some are going to point out that Intel's chips are actually more powerful, but remember the wattage with those Intel chips are a lot higher, so you're using a lot more energy. The battery life is not going to be any match for the MacBooks. Apple kills it when it comes to efficiency, so yes, I would rather Apple focus on efficiency for these chips. And also I do want to see Apple address the thermals, because the M2 does run slightly hotter compared to the M1 chip, and also the base frequency is a little higher, so yes, not having the same issue we faced with the M2 Max and the restricted thermals would be nice. And actually, according to Max Tech and also Sammy from Mac Rumors, the thermals are better with these new Macs, which is great news. So yeah, that's about it guys. Not the most surprising or exciting benchmarks, but they're still pretty solid upgrades. So yeah, that's about it guys, but tell me your thoughts regarding this report in the comments. Anyways, thank you for watching guys, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. Check out the video above on details regarding new HomePods, and on that note, see ya peeps.